right?
Put in your hair, have some fun.
I mean, yeah.
Double mint gum.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know if, like, I'd go straight to Nashville with it, but it's good. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Which flavor? The red, the yellow, or the green? All of them?
I think, isn't it just green?
I don't know. I think there's
I've never even chewed gum in my entire life. That's not a joke. I've never chewed a piece of gum. Why are you asking me about gum? I don't know.
What's yellow? I'm thinking juicy fruit.
Juicy fruit,
oh, okay.
Big red. How do I have all this gum knowledge? You're a gum user. I've never even taken part in gum.
They chew a lot of gum down in Talladega.
Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah.
Here, let's start up a show. Get this sucker going. See what happens. Oh, folks, we welcome you.
Wrap it up.
To Wrap It Up, the show where we go through every paint scheme of the upcoming race in the order that they finished from the last race, and we call it Wrap It Up.
That's what they say.
Like a big Christmas gift to you. We just wrap it up.
Early Christmas gifts.
Oh, we're going down to Talladega this weekend.
Yes, sir.
We're going to do some craziness, come out and see everybody even after the race. We figure a few people will be hanging around, the real hardcore partiers doing that Sunday night thing, so we're going to see how that goes. We came to Martinsville last week. We didn't get to post a video about that because when we got home, we found that the audio did not work. So we've condensed that down a little bit, and just to let all the friends we met show them off, and we got some people we met again. We have reoccurring characters right into the second time we tried it.
We do.
And so we'll show those, but we'll come back to that. Let's look at some paint schemes first. The winner, big, young.
Here comes the money.
Here it
Kyle
comes.
Larson, pulling off first ever Martinsville win.
Yeah, baby.
I think everybody was surprised.
Yeah, I was. I mean, Martinsville and Talladega, these two races right here, I would have said I will never see Kyle Larson win at those tracks.
Well,
and I was wrong.
So
I don't know what happened.
You thinking he's going back to back?
No.
No, well, you never know. Listen, this whole race was crazy. As we go through this order, it's just nuts to me how this race played out as I watched it. Here, second place,
Yeah.
the 22. This week he's got Auto Trader on the back of that. I like the paint scheme change up.
Yeah.
But 22 somehow, it was at the back of the field, laps down.
The entire race.
And then magically, this whim-wham goes down, and he's in the lead.
He's a magic man, Mama.
He's a magic man. Absolutely he is. I thought he was going to win it. I thought he had it. And just another restart's on it. Maybe reason Larson caught him.
Yeah. Well, it's about 30-lap tires, I think, is what Logano had. But
it came out second on him, though. It's amazing for Martinsville.
I know. I mean, Hamlin was lapping him, or trying to lap him for like 40 laps.
Yeah. And
then, as I heard Denny say, then I came out after a green flag pit stop. There was a caution, and the dude's in front of me.
Yeah, right. It's crazy. It makes no sense. I was like, what is going on? But people staying out. Third place, here's another person. Started the race. Car was trash.
Yeah.
Back of the field, falling backwards. Just
we were sitting off of turn 4, and you could watch him coming around. He was so loose. The back end was just sideways coming off the turn.
He just had to let people go. I mean, there's nothing he could do.
Well,
then
same
he
thing.
got some changes, though, at the end. I caught him on the scanner a little bit. They did throw some things at it. But definitely this whole mix-up and being able just to hold track position, I guess, and nobody being able to pass worked out, and he pulls a third out of what I thought was a multi-lap down day.
I know.
I'll give it to him.
Back with this really hot paint scheme.
It's so hot. It's got the biggest die-cast energy I've ever seen. Oh, it's on my list of greatest for the year, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
But maybe not the greatest this week. I've given it so many votes. I'm going to hold off, but, man, it's beautiful. And then here's the man, number 11, who was upset that he didn't get another win.
FedEx is still a thing.
Yeah, they're coming back, right? This is only the second race of the year. That's weird when they were every race ever, right? So they've cut back dramatically.
Prerequisite for FedEx sponsoring your car is you can't have shingles.
Well, that makes sense. Now the shingles are gone, right? Now he can ship those packages. Yeah, it was all a controlling the virus thing, obviously. They didn't want Denny in there throwing packages around. So, I mean, they planned these things out really well like this. I don't like the purple car. I've never liked the purple car, really. I liked it when it was black, the FedEx scheme. It's like COT era, and he's just black. I like that better.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it, though. I'll tell you what I do think's cool about it is this looks like the car he drove when he was a kid. Like color and everything. Number placement. Like, you can go look it up. It's nuts. It blows my mind. I mean, obviously, it was marketing done afterwards. But here's the 14. Good finish for him, top 5.
Yeah,
You
led
gotta
some
give him a little
laps.
something.
All the SHR cars were strong.
Huge.
Beat energy.
They
all
got.
of them.
I was saying at the start of the race, SHR's got 30 extra horsepower than everybody else. Honestly, they had something that the lasers didn't find, and I mean that's not wrong. That's what you're supposed to be doing, but they couldn't capitalize on it because of all the craziness. But I mean, I felt like as a team, as an organization, that was the strongest team as far as overall. SHR had the
definitely.
best cars overall. Just didn't get to capitalize. What do you think about this paint scheme? That's supposed to be cartoon Tony on the side.
I was going to say, who is that dude in the red jacket?
And it says, it's got like the mail, the one where Tony shows up in the commercial and he's using the tractor to haul how much fan mail he has. And Chris Buescher's like, you're a liar. You're a freaking liar. I hate you, which is weird to be hollering at your boss while he's trying to convince you he's still got fans, right? Because he's having like a breakdown. Tony is in this commercial. And Ryan Priest. No! Listen.
I was about to say,
Maybe I'm having a breakdown.
Chris Buescher.
I'm thinking, I don't know why I'm thinking Chris Buescher.
You think about Chase Briscoe?
Chase Briscoe, yes. Why am I saying Chris Buescher?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Whatever. Cartoons, I don't know. Something made me think of Chris Buescher. Anyway, so Chase Briscoe is like, oh, you suck. No, you don't have fans. And, it says something across there. You old crow. That's what it says.
Ah.
I think that's what he calls him in the commercial. I feel like this is one of those things. They're like, you know what? We're going to make a commercial, and everybody's going to think it's super funny, and then we're going to capitalize on it. Remember how Mikey used to do all those commercials for his drivers, and we get him in there, and he'd act silly for Napa, and then the drivers, we'd work them in, and then we'd put Mikey on the car. This is the same thing, I think. This is just a play up. I'm not knocking it. That's marketing, but that's what seems to be going on. I don't know that I necessarily like it better than the normal tractor scheme.
No.
It would be an easy scheme to make in a paint booth, though, so I like that because he's already a cartoon. So I'll give him that. Oh, look, another SHR. Because this week they had
Here comes the money.
so much money power. Money and horsepower are equal, by the way. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about this run this guy had?
I was very surprised because he's been complete trash this year.
Yeah.
He was up there battling for the lead at one point.
Yeah.
And then he got into a little bit of a banging match with Daniel Suarez. Saw they had a
That's right.
nice 2-minute conversation after the race. Couldn't really tell. You couldn't hear what they were saying. It was just the audio wasn't picking up on the video I watched. But they were discussing very heatedly about the contact. But they walked away and agreed to disagree, I guess. But yeah, I liked. Maybe Talladega is a really good track for Almirola.
Yeah.
We'll see what he's got going this week.
Totally, and I think he will tell you this. Well, maybe not. He's good at New Hampshire.
Oh yeah.
Both places, but I think a lot of people, and he's not, he's in a mid-grade car now, but what used to be a great car, would still go to this track, and he would say, I've got a better shot than normal to win this. I mean, everybody's got a shot, but I think the 10's got a skilled shot at this race. So
yeah, he definitely knows some techniques.
Right. The 12. Ooh, I like it.
Got about that butterfly heart thing
Yeah,
again.
right. Wu-Tang for life. Ooh.
Here comes the money.
I didn't mean to hit that button, but it'll work just as good. Wu-Tang for your investments, if you remember that old thing. If you're all middle-aged like a
They had
Chappelle
money.
show, right? Anyway, hot car.
Very.
Another guy who could be, maybe I haven't looked at the odds, could be the ranked favorite possibly for this race, truthfully.
Yeah, he's real good.
Yeah, and he's got that Penske power. Ford's making horsepower. This is a very good chance, I think, going down He again also knows the things that the amazing super track racers know. He knows those super secrets. Here's a guy who, even if he doesn't know those super secrets, he's going to do them anyway.
Oh, yeah.
He believes he does. He coming with the Cheez-Its this week, trying to get a little Carl Edwards on it.
Well,
I mean, even the blue hood here on this thing, if you just slap Tony the Tiger on there, that's a Carl Edwards at Bristol paint scheme right there.
yeah.
Hey.
Well, at least we know who to look for if it calls a big wreck this week.
Look for the yellow roof
Look for the
flipping through
cheese.
the air.
There goes the cheese.
Got that
flying.
cheese guy. That's probably a good thing. Have the cheese wheel on the mic back there. He'll tell him off.
I went to Kroger this morning.
Did you?
Yeah,
Did you get any Cheez-Its?
No, but I'm still
Dang.
looking to see. I've never seen Ricky Stenhouse there.
Well, you know. He's lazy. He won't get out of bed. You went in the morning. That's the problem. He works third shift.
I guess so.
All right, let's look at one more before we go. Bubba.
Oh, nice.
Bubba got the Columbia with the giant fish head on it.
Wow.
I dig it. I like the fish. I like the colors. I like the front end being the color it is, and I know the
Yeah.
number matches that. But for some reason, I would just like to see I'd like to see it like with the number also in white or red or silver, or you know what would be cool if the number definitely was just silver metallic, and it's kind of like a spinner, you know, trying to draw that fish in. He's going for that 23, you know. Got your big lure there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas.
I don't like the fish.
You don't like the fish?
I don't like the fish. I think if they just took the fish off, then
Well,
it would be really cool because
okay.
the color is just what jumps out to me is like, hey, this is pretty dope because the fade back to the blue and then those, I don't know what you call that, peach or salmon.
Peach, yes. Salmon. Probably is that a salmon fish? I can't tell from here.
I can't. I need glasses. I can't
Yeah,
see.
I can see. I just don't know as good. But you hate fish, obviously, because last week you were all about frying the fish.
Yeah.
Now you want the fish off of this car. Let's take a break
I hate fish.
for this outdoors company that has something to do with something.
White Blaze Outdoor provides educational hiking tours, fly fishing trips, and shuttles. We're located in Abingdon, Virginia near the Appalachian Trail. If you are only looking for an afternoon hike to see wild horses or a full multi-night trip, we have what you need and know where you want to be. We are currently booking adventures in southwestern Virginia and northeast Tennessee. For more information, visit whiteblazeoutdoors.com or call 276-356-7068.
Wrap it up! And we're back with segment stage 2 of Wrap It Up.
Stage 2.
This is the Dega version, episode 1. There'll be a second Dega of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're coming back with us, we want to keep all of you in mind as we go because we're always thinking about you. We want you to have free stuff.
Who wants some free stuff?
Oh, we've got a doozy. 3 autographs again.
Whoa.
We're doing this 3 autograph track. We got an autograph by Jimmy Spencer on the 41 car and his rival simultaneously in the 97 car, recently retired Kurt Busch autographed card. And then on the backside, if you're a little bit younger, you want one of the current guys, there's your Martin Truex Jr. card autograph. 3 autographs. How much do you think that's worth?
3 times as much as it should be.
Exactly. Don't miss values like this, folks. All you've got to do this week is comment on who will win the race. You pick the right winner, and you subscribed, and you've liked this video, then we will award you a prize as long as you're the only person who picks that guy. If somebody else picks them, then we'll take both your names and we'll put them in a random generator. We'll generate them up. We'll like, boop, and there it is. And then you'll still get it. You'll get it. Now, that guy won't. Well, there, he won't, but you will, okay? All right, so make sure to comment for those. Folks, let's get back to looking at cars. Number 9 car. What about your boy coming back and getting a top 10 with the broken participle?
Well, he ran in the 20s for most of the race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know if he was just filling it out. Probably took him a while to get used to what was going on.
Yeah.
But then the whole pit strategy thing definitely helped him on his finish.
Yes, absolutely.
So I was thinking Martinsville, to me, would be a really tough track to come back on with braking and just the way you have to drive the track, I would think. Maybe I'm not a driver, but I don't know. I was thinking he should, I don't know, maybe wait till this weekend, but
I asked
I don't know.
I asked a guy who drove in the truck series once. I said, "Dude, is Martinsville so much harder than everywhere else?" And he's like, "No, it's just the same." He's like, "You're just making left turns." I'm like, "But they're so steep and stuff." And he's like, "It just feels the same, really, when you cut in at it." I mean, he was talking about short tracks and stuff. And I'm like, "Oh, wow." I was like, "Well, I can never make it around it in the video game." And he says, "Well, I can't either." So I was like, "Well, that makes me feel better." So it's amazing. At least the pros can't pull off the video game sometimes either. Here's a man who's out for looks this weekend. He's got the day scheme again. Boy, he loves it. I wish he'd run that night scheme a little more. I like the black a little more. It's a little hot.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Still a hot scheme, decent finish. I thought at one point this guy had something. He looked.
Yeah, the first stage, he was passing a lot of cars.
Yeah,
And he was, the only one that we could really see passing a lot of cars. And I'll say, the first 100 laps of the race were terrible.
It was traffic, yeah.
And then things started getting a lot more racy and exciting.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were personally at the race. I know there's been a lot of debate this week about people apparently watching on TV said it was just trash. But when you're at the race, you see a lot more of what's going on.
Listen, being at a bad race still seems like usually it's a pretty decent race when we leave, as opposed to people we know who have watched it at home, and they're
On
like,
TV.
"Man, that trash sucked. That was an awful race." And we're like, "Oh," but you don't see all the battles that you're seeing in person. You're getting the vibes and everything. It's better to be there in person. So it wasn't the best Martinsville race I've ever seen by far.
No.
But it also was not the worst Martinsville race I've ever seen.
Yeah,
So-
pre this generation car, we went and watched Brad Keselowski lead 476 laps.
That was a rough one. That was literally traffic.
Yeah.
I didn't care when I left that one. I was not happy I watched a race. That was one of the very few times. Oh, the 3-car.
Back in the club.
Man, he's going to run this again. Last week, he's running this paint scheme. Got him a big points hit, L1 penalty. They had random drew to take him back to R&D, and it turns out the back little air vents, I can't think of the name for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, the undercovering had been modified, they said, which could possibly give an aero advantage, even though we were at Martinsville. I don't know, maybe down the straightaway or something. The under spoiler back there, I don't know. So anyway, he got hit with 60 points, 5 playoff, and $75,000 and crew chief for 2 weeks, I think. So they are going to appeal, though. I would, too, considering everybody else who's been hit with anything this year has massively had it reduced. So I would go through that process myself. Well, they didn't check Kyle's car. I was about to say they didn't find anything there, but, you never know. Okay, Moose is back. I love the Moose this year because he's got the horns on there. Ooh, sexy Moose car, the black, the red. I like this.
I do like this.
It's got some
Beat energy.
It does.
absolutely. This man did, it was like everybody else. At one point, I was like, "Dude's flying," and then I was like, "There is nothing happening, and he can do nothing whatsoever." So I don't know. It kind of just wound up in the middle, and it was all just chaos. So it was what it was. No big crazy moves.
I like the ride, though, for Dega. It's going to be nice.
Absolutely. It's going to be nice. Oh, fast and all.
Fast
back.
and all.
I like the numbers. I like the colors.
Got the chrome.
It's hot. It's just so hot.
Chris Buescher.
Chris Buescher. I suspected Chris Buescher would have a better finish at Martinsville. Again, the race was all wacky, though. It didn't make any I'm walking away, and I felt like a lot of it was just rolling dice this week. I'm sorry. I mean, there was strategy. There were people had to get themselves into position, but I still feel like this one came down to more chance than it did planning and everything. So, I don't know. Take the finishes for what you can. I like this. Now, don't ask me why I don't really care for the number 4 version of it, but I do like the 41. It's a little different, but maybe it's just a presentation of it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the number's bigger and maybe
the number.
the thing's not as big on the side or the streaks.
The number's throwing you or something.
Something.
It does make it look different.
It does look different, doesn't it? It's weird. I mean, it's like I said, it's not outrageous, and the thing maybe looks like it's flying. I don't know.
I mean, it's still ugly, but
I don't know. I like the color green, honestly. The more I look at it, it kind of grows on me too, which is so weird because I've never liked a Hunt Brothers scheme in my life. I'm gonna have to think about this one. I tell you what, let's do something though. Let's stop right here, and for a moment, let's take a look at the footage we shot at Martinsville. That was going to be a whole segment of At the Track, but the sound did not work. So here's what we came back with. Here's us. What would have been us just
that's me.
getting here.
Y'all, Kyle Larson was getting
That
ready
lady
to win.
knew. Here's the potato lady.
Oh, she's back again.
We saw her in the Bristol video. She was back again. Here's a couple folks. Then we saw some drivers. Our first one, Anthony Alfredo's there. He told us his favorite paint scheme was the Gray Ghost. Thank you. Then these people coming out of the driver's lot said they love the 24 schemes. Todd Gillen drives his own go-kart. I just wanted everybody to know that. So he can't get enough driving. Slow-mo here for the entrance of Alex Bowman, and the video goes black for some reason. So
there you go.
That's the best thing that can happen. I'm pretty sure it's going to come back. Hold on one second. I don't think it's over. Nope. Yep, it's over. Okay, well, never mind. We lost all that footage. The video, too, apparently was terrible. Everything went wrong.
We're amateurs.
Yes. We talked. What I really wanted you to see more than anything, though.
Ty Dillon.
Right there. Ty Dillon shows up. And
Ty Dillon.
Ty Dillon. Ty
Yeah.
Dillon.
Yep. Ty Dillon.
he's walking by, and I scream out, "Oh, my God, Ty Gibbs."
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh," around us. And I was like, Ty. And he's like, kind of looks at us and purposely turns and walks the other way.
Yep.
And somebody says, "You called him Ty Gibbs." It might have been you. And I was like, "What?"
You did.
And I was like, "Oh, my God." And then I was like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like screaming at Ty. And he turns around and looks at me. And then he keeps signing autographs all the way down the other end. And then as he was finishing his autographs, I screamed and offered him $5 to come tell us his favorite paint scheme.
And he declined.
He did not want it. But I felt so bad. It was Ty. I came so close to wearing my Ty Dillon shirt and everything, and I was like, we ain't going to bump into Ty Dillon. We're going to talk to people in the campground. We just happened to be walking by there when we did see Anthony Alfredo, and then it's like we weren't hanging out or anything, but some people were. Okay, let's go on here. The 20 cars back with the hideous Ream scheme, and I think nobody likes it. Nobody at all.
It looks better for some reason this week.
You know,
I don't know why.
maybe I just got a better picture of it.
It's more flashy, glossy, or something.
I got a better picture of it this
All right.
week. As these schemes are being ran and things, it's not as hard to find a good picture. For some reason, the teams, they want everything to be cloaked in secrecy every week, you know, until a scheme showed up, it's hard to really find good pictures someday. So, yeah, I mean, it's not so bad as it was by the drawing. Let's take a look at one more, and then let's call this a stage. Tootsie's world-famous bar and pickle seller.
Suarez was running P2 for some of the race.
He was up there, right?
At the beginning. And then, him and Amarola got into it. And then I do not recall what happened and why he's finished
he just
so
started
far
getting
back here.
battled up pretty big, and then they went in and pitted, and something went down there, and he just lost a lot of it. But I love the Tootsie scheme, and hope I can see it win.
Tootsie.
And if I can't, I'll probably cry. Something you should cry about is not taking advantage of these wonderful vacation packages at White Blaze Outdoors. Check them out.
That's right.
White Blaze Outdoor provides educational hiking tours, fly fishing trips, and shuttles. We're located in Abingdon, Virginia near the Appalachian Trail. If you are only looking for an afternoon hike to see wild horses or a full multi-night trip, we have what you need and know where you want to be. We are currently booking adventures in southwestern Virginia and northeast Tennessee. For more information, visit whiteblazeoutdoors.com or call 276-356-7068.
More with Stage 3 to wrap it up. We're putting a bow on it and showing you all the wraps that are coming up for the NASCAR Cup race at Talladega in Talladega, Alabama. We will be there.
Yes.
If something don't happen, some country saying, I don't know.
We
Folks,
going.
if you're around, woo, we're going to be there all day. all night. We're going to hope to see some of you and see how you're doing. For those of you just watching this video from home at this moment,
Have you ever
received 3 autographed hero cards from Jimmy Spencer, Kurt Busch, and from Martin Truex Jr. in your life just for writing a comment and guessing the winner of the race this week?
Not
That's all
yet.
you got to do, and just be subscribed to the channel, like the video, so we know you're not a bot. That's it. That's all you got to do, and then we'll mail them to you. You don't have to pay shipping.
Easy.
Listen, y'all are way behind. We've had one guy win 2 prizes since it started. We're only on episode like 11. This is crazy. Win something. They're free. Just pick a driver. You'll win. I love it. Okay. Let's look at them paint schemes. Oh.
Speaking of Ty Gibbs,
Yeah, if you just picked up on this segment, last segment, I was just talking about how we were at Martinsville last week and had some technical problems, and we were showing some footage, and I accidentally screamed Ty Gibbs at Ty Dillon.
Yeah.
Which I really wanted to talk to Ty Dillon, honestly, and just my brain freaked. Just what were the odds of Ty Dillon showing up? And so here he is, the man I wanted to talk to, apparently subconsciously, Ty Gibbs. Him and Papaw
Here comes the money.
came in 18th this week, middle of the pack.
Mm.
I'm not knocking him. Listen, Martinsville's a tough track. And he has won there in Xfinity, and everything, again, the field this week was just so jumbled, the way the cards fell, and people's ability to stay out on tires just made everything insane.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Who's the judge? Michael McDowell's the judge.
Of the loves.
I bet he feels bad about this whole thing. He had a good run at one point, and man, did it go downhill.
It did.
And honestly,
So did Todd Gilliland.
yeah, right?
The other front row car was on the front row.
Right? Here comes not the money.
Yeah.
But somebody who could win this weekend is absolutely either one of these front row cars.
These
Guys
true.
are running the prime Ford stuff this weekend.
Yeah.
Had good runs last weekend and then got the crap beat out of them at the end. I don't know. Top 20, I guess McDowell's probably happy considering, as much beating and banging as I saw him do. I saw him coming seriously out of the 3 sideways a lot. Just scooting it around there off people's doors.
Has there been, let's see, Chase Elliott won the spring Talladega race in 19 or 20. I don't think anybody but a Ford has won since. Or is that just, am I making that up?
No, you might be right. I can't think off the top of my head. It doesn't seem like it.
I don't think so.
Ford, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They showed up with engines this weekend at Martinsville. I was surprised. This man had an engine on him. Listen, this
is
guy has
clean.
not had a top 5 at Martinsville in like 6 years, or a top 10, and hasn't won in like way over a decade. And was leading the race for a while.
Yeah, he
has not liked this track in a while. He doesn't like this car on this track, and he was up there going.
Yeah.
I thought, I told you at one point, we saw him coming, and he got to like 4th, and I was like, if he's that strong by the end of the race, there's no stopping him.
Yeah, and then he's 20th.
I don't know either. It's that caution.
That caution screwed everything up.
Yeah,
But
and
there
the
was
tires. Tires would not go away.
There's a whole wheel sitting on the track, so they had to throw a caution.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, we were right there near that wheel. I saw the wheel hub bouncing around the track. I'm like, look at the wheel hub, and I kept looking for the wheel and couldn't find it. It was hid behind the wall. We didn't see it. I like the all white though. It's kind of
this is
classy.
clean. I like it.
Yeah, probably a good run for him. Oh my gosh,
Beat energy.
new paint scheme dropping for the Kyle Busch fans. Got a grill on the car. Look at it. It's like it got a
Fire it up.
big nose on him.
It's a good advertisement for Talladega. There's be a lot of people camping and grilling
right?
out.
Yeah, I like the colors.
I do like the
I
colors.
like the name wrote out like it is. I think that's a good layout. They put the picture on, so you're not confused what's going on. You see it, you're like, hey, I got it. Look, it knows it all. I'm not going to – I was about to say paint scheme of the week, but my heart wants to go Kyle, so I'm not going to do it. I don't Kyle's not really a big plate racer. That's not his strength. Honestly, Austin Dillon from the RCR camp's a better plate racer. But maybe if they found something there, maybe neither one of them will have any speed if that was something they've been running for a few weeks and got away with. So,
yeah.
Well, hard to tell. We'll find out this weekend. Bubba back with this hot paint scheme.
You mean Tyler Reddick?
Oh, my God. See, this is
Tyler Reddick, man.
Tyler Reddick.
What is going on here? This is what's going on here.
Tyler Reddick.
This is my rap of the week.
Rap of the week?
Yes.
That's hot.
Beat energy.
It's got the
Man.
biggest energy you've ever seen. Look
Man.
at just look at that. Ooh, it's slick. Slick, I tell you. Be good at a night race.
Money line.
Money. It got the money.
Here comes the money.
I mean, that's just
Michael
the theme
Jordan.
right there.
Michael Jordan, he got no
Michael
money.
Jordan and money. If anybody could get just money to show up and sponsor something, it's Michael Jordan. Absolutely.
Man, I like to see the top of the car because the rest of the car is amazing. I hope the top's not just doesn't ruin it.
Yeah, I think he'd be all right. They hiding it, but we see it.
Oh,
Liberty back.
oh,
He got
Here comes the money.
everybody's money. Got some of my money paying for that car. I went there for my master's
terrible
degree.
run in Martinsville. Very
Terrible.
surprising.
Yeah, really weird. I picked him as the winner. I said he was going to go again. When I don't pick him, he wins. When I do pick him, he doesn't.
But there for a while, I mean, you looked over at me like halfway through the race, and Larson was running like 6th, and you're like, he's the only Chevy in the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah, Chevy was just awful.
Terrible.
Bad.
So
Real bad. That's why I was even more surprised when Larson got the win. I always love this. It's a good one. It's a hot one. Oh, another one. We've talked about this before. In my mind, this is in running for paint scheme of the year. I mean, early on already. This just so hot.
yeah,
And you know what?
he's got a legit chance of winning this
he
weekend
does.
too.
Absolutely does. And he knows that. And
It'd be a good die cast to have.
oh, man. It would be the first Brad Keselowski diecast I would be proud to own.
Yeah, I'd get the die cast, and I'd be happy I'm at Talladega, but
I ain't going to Disney World either.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't do it. You know, though, like this thing about this diecast, though, good Christmas gift. It's got kind of Christmas colors, you know, don't it? When you really think about it, it could be normal Christmas. It's festive. Oh, Cialis is back.
7 Celsius.
They've been spreading their money around, right? They sponsored a bunch of cars at the start of the season, and here they're showing back up on the 7 again.
I keep seeing this when we stop, like on road trips in the gas station. I'm tempted to try it because it's psychologically, it's almost making me.
Well,
but I haven't
It's
yet.
working. They've spent all the big
Here
money,
comes the money.
and now they just need you to drink it.
But-
Sunday morning, that's a good time to have one, right? Get you one on the way down.
Sure.
Well, you'll have a good time at the race. I don't like that it's all white. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Okay. Now, this one's all white. For some reason, I'm cooler with it. Don't ask me why I have a double standard.
I'm just happy to see something different on AJ's car.
Yeah.
Even though it's just the font for the Farm Smart is just.
It's like the most basic block font on a white. I mean, it is the most basic thing. They were just like, listen, get somebody to open up Photoshop 98 or art. I don't even know if Photoshop 98's that crappy. I like the front, and then I like the top. It's just they gave up on the sides.
Yeah. Make the little dot real big and then just go, brr, brr, brr.
Right?
Just drawing it in with the mouse.
Maybe. Cheap. Cheap. Maybe they got those Rick Ware guys over there, the apes.
So the
This, you know, you look at
cars-
this, really, this looks pretty simple itself. I've never really noticed. Maybe it's just the angle. Like the leaf looks kind of cheaply drawn also.
Collie cars finished
Back to back.
back to back.
They,
Maybe the Collie cars used to run amazing
Yeah.
on the plate tracks in the Xfinity series.
yeah.
I don't know.
27th and 28th at Martinsville, though.
Man.
That's not a good thing. If they're going to do anything this year, we'll know this weekend because they haven't done anything so far this year. 31 got a top 10.
Yeah.
Or was it top 5, or was he? Where was he?
It was close. It was like 6 or 7.
Somewhere in there, yeah. But that's it. I mean, I don't know if that's something to brag home about a third of the way almost through the season. 21, not a good run.
Double G.
He got a little bit of double G on his flounder. But, you know, you can expect that
On
with
the
these kinds of
sides.
paint schemes.
He got him on the sides.
All the way down it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Listen, I don't know. Let me tell you about something I like better. Free stuff. Look at the red and white on the Jimmy Spencer's car when he comes back around here.
That's much better than
Tell
this.
me, like, now look
Harrison
at this.
Burton
Look at there.
car.
Look,
Oh.
the red. See?
Mm.
They're ripping off Jimmy. That's what's going on.
Mm.
All right, let's not look at paint schemes for a second. Let's take a break. I'm going to call a lawyer and see if I can get Jimmy some money sent over to his house.
White Blaze Outdoor provides educational hiking tours, fly fishing trips, and shuttles. We're located in Abingdon, Virginia near the Appalachian Trail. If you are only looking for an afternoon hike to see wild horses or a full multi-night trip, we have what you need and know where you want to be. We are currently booking adventures in southwestern Virginia and northeast Tennessee. For more information, visit whiteblazeoutdoors.com or call 276-356-7068.
We're back with the Wrap It Up show, and we are looking at
final stage.
Final stage. Looking at every paint scheme from Martinsville. Well, we're not looking at paint scheme. We're looking at the paint schemes coming up from Talladega, but the finishing order from Martinsville, Virginia.
We are.
And we were there last week. Check out the last stage if you didn't see it, and you'll see how bad the video went and broke and everything. But this week, we're checking out the cars from Dega, and we're back with the Biggie Bag from Wendy's.
The
We ate so magic.
Noah Gregson.
Makes them hamburgers so good. We ate at Wendy's on the way back from Martinsville.
We usually always stop there at the Wendy's in Stewart, Virginia on the way back.
Yeah, it's one of the only things on the way back.
Yeah.
There's not much.
There's not much.
There's a big road of nothing all the way there. I had a double, and I saw some other fans there. They were eating burgers, and I was kind of disappointed that Noah wasn't there. I thought he was supposed to be at every Wendy's near a track after a race.
He was going to run this scheme this week, which I'm happy. I'm glad of seeing the Sun in Florida, Reno, Vegas, Florida hotel, Sunseeker, whatever that tanning bed does.
Right. Yeah, Tanning Bed Resorts. I'm definitely glad he's got a sponsor. And here's his brother again in the saving grace of Jimmy. Jimmy's
You're the boss,
running
Jimmy.
the whole thing over there.
I'm the boss.
And this week got both cars sponsored. Big shot at winning. Again, this Air Force hot car, and I'm just going to tell you right now, it's my paint scheme wrap of the week.
Wasn't the time before this the different color on the nose?
No, it was red because they're the Red Hawks. It's after, but it was a little bit. The number on the side was different.
Okay.
Jimmy has.
I mean, I still like it regardless. I thought it was like maybe gray or black or something. I don't know why I was thinking that.
That was last year's, I think. It had gray on it. I believe it was gray, or Bubba's definitely was gray. Anyway, the number colors here are different, and I noticed at Martinsville, both of the roof numbers were gold, or like his numbers were gold, or they would be opposite. The door number would be gold, or the top would be gold, and then whatever the paint scheme color was kind of like a secondary color. So the same thing's going on here, I think. You can see gold number on the door, then the Air Forces wanted red on it, so it's gold on the trim of it. And I'd say Air Force wanted that to be all white because Jimmy seems to be making the rails where the name is always black if he has a say in it. So they have this black and gold offset. I think that's going to be their thing. And here he is.
Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon.
Tragic happenings of us seeing Ty Dillon. And Ty, I'm so sorry. Go to our social medias. Maybe we'll be able to recover the footage one day and put it up of Ty walking away from us. And after I screamed Ty Gibbs at him. And I've beat myself up every day since then for doing it. Because if you've watched this show at all, you know we won't. Ty is the show's favorite driver. And definitely, he's not my favorite driver or Justin's, but he is the show's favorite driver.
For sure.
Absolutely. And it would have been so awesome just to get to ask him one question. Maybe in the future. Rick's giving him the big money again.
Hendrick.
Ooh, look at that. Nation's Guard, the brother company to HendrickMotors.com. Total opposite ends of the field for those two sponsors.
Yep.
Coming in 32nd. If Ty has a run this year, this weekend's his best shot, I believe. Best finish coming this weekend.
To finish in the top 15?
Yeah, maybe, honestly.
Best
maybe
chance.
Top 10. I'm not saying I think Ty is given the car he can win with, honestly. But I think maybe the 7 can. And it's hard to say they're not given the same thing, but it looks weird.
I don't think they are.
So maybe he can get a good finish, though. I hope he does. We only got a few more cars here. Number 2 went out early.
He was terrible.
Yep. Worst of the Penske's by far.
Yep.
He ran for a while. I saw him beating the crap out of some people.
Yeah.
We talked to a big crowd of guys outside the Penske hauler because we were leaving, and we were like, the last filming we were doing, we were like, you want a free 2 hat? We give it to you right here in front of the Penske hauler just to show them, and they're like, no. We're like, okay. They're like, what did they? I can't remember what the guy called him. He's
Hey,
like
something
not great.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay. And I mean, these people were hanging out where the merch is sold. I'd hate to think what other people who don't even want to be around it think.
Well,
of
he
them,
was
so.
a Blaney fan, but he was like,
he okay.
said something
Yeah.
about Cindric. That was like this little rat or rascal or something. I don't know what he said.
Yeah, I think it was rat or it was something. He didn't care for. I usually don't hear a big strong opinion about Austin Cindric. You know, it's just. And I don't know.
He's just kind of just been there. He hasn't really done anything yet.
Right. I mean, he won the 500, but then he's just
Then
kind
he
of quiet.
hasn't done anything.
Right. Yeah. So terrible finish for him. The 51.
Boots Jacob.
Last week drove by Zane Smith.
Yep.
Did terrible. Now this week, because Cody's out, and you would think Zane would continue to run, especially this. For some reason Zane's not driving it.
Wow.
They're going to put J.J. Yaley from the 15 into the 51.
Oh, my word.
So they've promoted J.J.
Well, thank you, J.J., for providing us with some entertaining carnage
Yes.
at Martinsville.
Yeah, definitely. J.J. Tried to do the melon throw.
The Hail Melon.
And almost killed himself.
He only made it
He just
a third of the way.
hit hard. They couldn't even tow the car away. It was so. We were there for a while. JJ had to get out of the truck or the ambulance and go back to like work on it himself, where they could even tow the car away.
Yeah.
It hit rough. But I do like the sponsor here. Just like we talked about, I'm glad to see all of these people from the Bible sponsoring cars.
Mm-hmm.
They're really doing something. Last week we had Isaac. This week we got Jacob. We were talking about Elijah being in there somewhere. So you wouldn't think Jacob, from what I've read about him in the Bible, would just put his own name on there. You think he'd put something about God. But, okay, it's a new brand. He's all about him, I guess. He's got a big J there. Whatever. Jacob. Okay. He's an old guy, you know.
Blasters.
The Blaster did not do well. Listen, Blaster's running this weekend. Last weekend, though, it was Andy's Custard by guy who was nice enough. Mr. Alfredo answered our question, what's your favorite paint scheme? He said the Gray Ghost. Good answer. I was hoping he would give me, like, one of his paint schemes. That's another thing, Suarez, we forgot to talk about. Suarez told us his favorite paint scheme was the paint scheme he drove last week, the blue. I'm like, he was smiling a lot. I was like, yeah, okay, that's marketing, sure. I mean, but he answered us, so we didn't
Suarez
we've lost
did.
that on footage. Suarez actually told us something.
Ross Chastain did stop and sign some autographs
He
for
did.
some kids.
He did. We
before
didn't have
we-
the camera working right.
Nope.
We don't know what we're doing.
Nope.
Listen, when we started this thing, before it even kicked off, we had other people involved, and they were going to help us, and they knew what they were doing, and then they didn't. They had their own thing to do. But we're learning as we go, so hang with us. It's going to get better once we figure out what the crap we're doing, right? A couple of years? I don't know. It's got to work out at some point. This week's Blaster, hot paint scheme. And listen, some guy went by us while we were standing there from the 78. I don't know who he was. And I was like, sir, I just want you to know the 78's looking hot lately. And he's, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So at least they know something good. Our show's reached out to him. Maybe we can get B.J. McLeod on the show now.
Come on, wrap it up.
Oh, the 15.
Monsters on another car?
Yes. 15 got dead last week. That was JJ in the 15 now. He's been promoted to 51. They've decided to let Riley Herbst take a shot at it in the 15 this week. Monster Energy and Mechanics gloves. Oh, it's a plan for disaster. Listen, Riley acts like he's maybe figured out a little bit of the Xfinity Series car, though. He's doing better this year. Maybe there's just nobody to race against. Everybody's been promoted. I don't know. He was just terrible, though. Just terrible. But
Hey, you know one thing I noticed at Martinsville? When we
that?
were sitting there looking at the pit stalls, every pit stall still has the Monster logo
Still
sticker on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all just didn't even bother to take it off.
It's been there for like a decade.
Right there, just
They're just like,
whatever.
whatever. That's where it goes. 2 cars that did not enter last week that will be in the field this week. Todd Gilliland kicked out of his own car of the 38 for Zane Smith to ride in. And so he'll drive the 36 with generator skills. Now, he's drove the generator skills before, but apparently they listened to the show because we were like, it's just a giant G thing on it, we said. Well, they took that off and put a lightning bolt on it.
Yeah.
We said, we want a picture. What do? They make electricity. Great job, front row. We appreciate you.
Here comes the money.
We'll mail a check down. Great job, fellas.
Yep.
It's a simple. It's you know what though I like about it. Listen, if a little kid went to a race, this is going to be the car he watches. This is very big cars, Lightning McQueen energy here.
Mm-hmm.
One of our friends last year brought his very young son with him, and they picked out to watch Blaney because that looked the most like Lightning McQueen,
Yeah.
He was young. And he watched that whole dirt race with no goggles on or anything, dirt in his eyes. He was a man for a 3-year-old, yeah. Anyway, I like it. It's simple, but I like it. So good job, Todd. And last one, the 62 Realtree.
I like this.
Drove by Hill.
Timmy?
No, Timmy.
Austin Hill.
Austin Hill.
Hey,
RCR.
Austin Hill's got a good.
Austin Hill does have a.
He's got a good feel for these tracks.
He very much does. He's kicking butt this year in Xfinity. This could be something here. It's an RCR car. If RCR has the stuff like they've had at some bigger things so far this year, this could be something you could see happening here. So what do you think, Justin? Who's kicking it and blicking it and all these other random words I'm making up this weekend?
This weekend,
At
Talladega. I'm going to say
who
that
got that money?
Joey Logano.
Joey Tomato. Oh, okay. It's a safe pick. I'll give you that. But I'm going to get nuts this week. Okay? I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to let something fly. Wild card. This is the biggest wild card I'm going to have of the year. And I believe the perfect storm has arisen. But real fast, check out these autograph cards you can get just for signing up. Don't forget to put the comments. Pick this guy. Listen, if you pick with me, you're going to win because I got it. It'll blow your mind. I saw him on a golf cart at Martinsville. Todd Gilliland gets his first win in the 36 car just to prove a point that he should not be kicked out of his own car. Or he totally wrecks and doesn't finish in the top 20. One of those two things happens. Okay, so that's my pick. Now listen, it's a hard one, but if Todd Gilliland winds up in Victory Lane, I'm going to go rent a mailbox here in
It's Bristol, baby.
and I expect everyone just start mailing me money, okay? Because that's big information.
Todd, you'll definitely have to come on our show if
Todd,
you win.
we've got this footage loaded up. We're going to be the people who knew. Todd, we didn't know about the paint schemes, baby. Come on. All right, folks, we appreciate y'all. We thank you for taking your valuable time to look at race cars that are pretty with us. If you see us at Talladega, please say hi. We're doing all this just to meet some folks and have some fun. We'll have some more prizes with us, and we bought some new microphones. So we're going to record something, and it's going to work this time. We see y'all later. Love you.